August 2016, around 3,300 people in Kyrgyzstan witnessed Taco collaborating once again with Dustin Kelm, his wife Katie, and their UniShow ministry. A band of 7 was put together from within Taco's roster. Dances were done by David, a long-term Tacoite, and Katie, while Dustin wowed audiences across the country on a multitude of unicycles. Taco's own energetic South Korean, aka J-Hook, ran sound for all 12 events. After flying into Bishkek and a day of orientation and rehearsal in Tokmok, we had our first show in Balıkçı on Lake Isikul. Because of certain laws, our local organizers devised a new format for this tour. As we had to be very closed, rarely even being able to speak the name of God from stage, we would invite the audience to follow-up events hosted by local churches, where we could share the gospel openly. During the event in Balıkçı, one man asked David to pray for strength because he wanted to give his life to Christ. In Cholpanata, a girl told Dustin, through tears, that as she listened to him share about how his heart used to feel empty, she cried as she felt like he was describing her own life. When she asked him what had filled the emptiness, he was able to tell her that it was Jesus alone. Also, a lady told Ariel that when she was listening to the singing, she had felt kindness and truth. Ariel told her Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, so it was his prompting. These conversations were encouraging and showed us that even when we can't share openly, God still moves. After the show in Karakol, a man who came to the follow-up event was able to receive a Bible for the very first time. Andy shared his testimony, as did Rose before playing her harp and singing. David and Katie did a dance, and the band played worship songs in both English and Turkish. Dustin presented the gospel using a handmade cross, then led a prayer for those wanting to give their lives to Jesus. 4 people indicated that they had decided to follow him. One of the pastors in Kizilsu told us our concert helped improve the image of believers in the community. He spoke about the stigma attached to the church, where people won't risk the gossip that comes from attending a church event. He said that as people were impressed by our talent and enjoyed the show, they were intrigued that the church had brought us. He expressed thanks that God had not forgotten their small village, that we had been sent to encourage believers and hopefully inspire Kyrgyz youth to go out and reach the world for Christ. After returning to Tokmok and another full day of show and follow-up, we headed for Karabalta, where the church had rented a large stage for us. We were able to share more openly about God's impact on our lives, and although the police were present, they had positive memories of Dustin from last year, so all was well. A local youth pastor had been trying to get a neighbor of the church to come to events for a long time, so he thought it was a miracle that this woman decided to come to the follow-up meeting. In Bishkek, after our initial concert was cancelled, we seized a last-minute opportunity to present our final show at Bishkek Park, the largest, fanciest mall in Kyrgyzstan. It was a great venue with around 2,000 people able to watch from all 4 floors of the mall. The official organizer interviewed our team afterwards, was very positive about the show, and seemed excited to host us again in the future. Partnering with local believers in order to scatter seeds of the gospel in Kyrgyzstan was a privilege. Pray God will multiply our efforts and continue to draw those impacted closer to Him.